Cracking game at the Gabba saw the Crows go down by 1. We're going to look at some extraordinary vision that cost them the game and Port Adelaide's young kids get it done. Plus, Patrick Dangerfield responds to yours truly. All coming up now on Footy SA. Good evening and welcome to Footy SA. Well, both sides currently sit in the top 8. We're going to take a look at what went wrong for Adelaide and what went right for Port Adelaide on the weekend. The Crows' best and fairest legend, everyone's favourite, Bernie Vince, along for the ride.
It is a good weekend of footy. Quite enjoyed it. Just not quite getting over the line, Adelaide, but had some good signs. Still
in a very good position. Let's get into the show with the Kia big moments. It's all for the V6 twin-turbo Kia Stinger. It is the Western Australian car of the year. And late, I just thought Adelaide lacked some composure. There was a number of examples which we'll show right now, Bernie, that Adelaide, if they had the time again, just coughed up some great opportunities.
Yeah, they'd be kicking themselves, wouldn't they, looking back on some of this vision. But
some Lynch.
Yeah, just, I don't know, they just looked a bit panicky late, didn't they? There's certainly some goals they could have kicked, and also when it got real late in the game, just made some sort of panicky errors, didn't they, and turned the ball over. So they'll be really disappointed with that loss. Yeah,
unfortunately for Brad Crouch, he was involved in 3 of them. There's just a drop mark there from Himmelberg. The kick didn't quite get him. This one here from Crouch, look at the time, 2 minutes to go. Instead of going long through the corridor, taking it on, he goes short, forced to play on. Crows turn it over again. So they had significant opportunities. Murphy's just got to somehow bring that one to the ground. So all in all, they'll look back on the game that could have been, and if it cost them a top 4 spot, perhaps it could be costly at the end of the year. The other big moment as well, Bernie, this was strange because Eddie Betts did this late in the game and can't believe the goal umpire didn't have a look at the review of this one. I'm still unsure if this is a goal or not.
I don't know either,
No.
and that's why we've got the cameras there to check it. Imagine if that was
He's telling him.
We still don't know.
He's telling him.
Yeah, and that's not Eddie's job.
No.
He should have done that. The AFL should have looked at that because that could have cost the Crows the game. As you said, we still don't know whether that was a goal or not. So
it's just, if in doubt, when there's so much riding on it, hundreds of $1,000s in this game, if in doubt, go upstairs and have a look. There's nothing to be done by that. Your man, though, for Port Adelaide, well, there's their run before we get to Port Adelaide. Adelaide's run into the bye. It's not easy.
Nah, tough 4 weeks coming up, and this is going to set their season up. Some tough ones away too. So, got to go up to Darwin. That's always tough coming back from there as well after the next week. So, big month coming up for Adelaide.
Huge game this week against West Coast, who are in a similar position on the ladder. 8-point game. Your man, as I got to, Travis Boak, just on fire again. He got the perfect 10 in the coaches' votes. His work rate this year, extraordinary.
Oh, he's been superb. We've touched on him just about every week, but he just keeps getting, he almost keeps getting better, which is hard to believe. But his numbers are just outstanding. We're going to take a look at them in a minute. But he's just having huge influences on the result for Port Adelaide, and his numbers are incredible.
It's been a masterstroke, really, to put him back into the midfield. Now, I would have thought once you get to 28, 29 and they move you to the forward line, that's probably the end of your days in the midfield. But look at these numbers since being moved in there, Bernie, and career highs basically across the board. Incredible.
Disposals, the ones I like is the disposals, contested possessions and clearances, all career highs at the moment. If he continues that, he's an all-Australian lock, no doubt. So, which probably brings me to the point, why didn't he play midfield last year? Like, you don't see too many go forward and then go back into the midfield. So maybe a mistake there from Port Adelaide.
It's a good lesson not to write off your superstar players, I think. And you've got to back them in. And when he's moving and when he's training and he's passionate and still as hungry as ever, then it's a great opportunity to keep playing for a number of years, Travis Boak.
Now, your man, Patrick Dangerfield, has responded. I've been looking forward to this all day, and the news filtered through that he got asked at training today. Let's have a look.
Oh, look, there's some people in the industry that you pay attention to their commentary, and there's some that you don't, and he's in the latter.
There you go. It was on the back of my criticism of him for potentially over-exaggerating some of his injuries. His coach hit out and said it was all part of the danger show on the weekend. So Yeah, I chipped in. I think it's been an issue for him for a while, but I like Danger. I rate him. I think he's good for the game, but the only blemish on his career is the fact that he does act it up and he does like the attention.
Oh, don't back out. Don't back out and
No,
say
I'm
you
not
like
backing
him
out.
now. If you say something, hold with it. Stick with
I'm
it.
holding firm, Bernie. I'm holding firm. It's something. It's the only blight on his game, I think. But you're at the Plasma where you do your best work. It's all thanks to Kia. The Kia Top 7. Home to Australia's best 7-year factory warranty, and I've got no idea what's coming up next.
Well, neither do I really, so I'm just going to go with this one. So, first up, we've got some good ones tonight, though. Don't worry about that. First of all, Joel Garner. I like the name too, the West Indian fast bowler.
Yes.
First game this weekend. We all love this. In the weights room.
Was solid too.
Didn't spend a lot of time in the weights room myself, so
Nah,
I'm not
me
sure
either.
what that place was. But have a look at this. Kyle Cheney. Not sure what his policies are. I'm not really into politics, but I don't think I'll be voting for Kyle Cheney. Don't worry about that. How about this? Look here. D. Mitchell, 32
The
goals.
best players.
Best players.
That's a disgrace. That
Wasn't best
that's
player.
That's a bigger shock than the election
His defensive
result.
pressure must have been terrible. Look here,
mark.
Lockie Murphy. Good mark and what a finish.
Yep.
And little salute there. That was for his grandfather, so all
Great
our thoughts
courage.
go out to him. Well done. This is, guess what this little kid's name is?
Boak.
This is Boak, and this one here,
Travis.
Treadray.
Oh, Tread-
You're joking. You're joking. And guess what this guy's name is?
Kane.
Kane.
Yep.
Maybe after you.
Maybe the best Kane to ever play for
Maybe
Port
after
Adelaide.
my middle name, though. I'm Kane as well.
Really?
You didn't know that.
Did not know that.
But this one here, let's just turn the music down, sit back in your lounge chairs and have a listen to this voice.
Without any makeup on. You think
this
I'm
going.
funny
You did this
when I
last
tell
week.
the punchline wrong. I know you get me, so I let my
listen to this
walls
all day.
come
Keep it going.
down.
That'll do you.
Down.
That will do.
It gets better. It gets better.
Bernie,
The tone goes up a
this
bit.
was
here.
off
Feel
air,
like I'm living
so
a
they've recorded me. My
teenage
lawyers will be in touch, and I will be suing.
Doesn't sound like off air to me, mate. That's his. I love the voice. I like it. We need more of that. Maybe we could have a song a week. I like it. Let's get it back.
Payback is coming, and it's going to be swift. Up next, we're going to take a look at how the Crows lost it. Their midfield had some issues on the weekend. We'll dive into that, and also Malcolm Blight coming up with his Hall of Fame. Thanks for your company on Footy SA. After round 3, I stood in this very position and I showed you Patrick Dangerfield cutting the Crows to ribbons. No Crows player paid him any attention. Well, it's happened again. What have they learnt from that? Well, not much. Let's roll the vision. And Bernie, I want you to count the amount of physical attention to Lachie Neale. As a midfielder, you've got to make contact in the midfield against a superstar Brownlow medal favourite in the competition. We'll show it. And it's not just one player. On this time, it's Gibbs with no contact there on Neale. But we're going to see Rory Sloane here. Not one bit of contact from Sloane. Lachie Neale runs that route. He's set up in the 9 o'clock position all day. This time it's Ellis Yeoman. No physicality, no contact on one of the game's best midfielders. Bang. He had 39 disposals, 12 clearances, Lachie Neale. He did this time and time again. That cost Adelaide a goal just before half-time. We'll show it here. Ellis Yeoman, Neale. This guy's had 39 disposals. No one goes near him. Gets the one there, goes back, gets it again. Far too easy for Lachie Neale. It happened all day, and not one Crows player was prepared to sacrifice their game. Once again, Ellis Yeoman, it's like a replay, time and time again. There's a 1-2. There's a goal. Last quarter, vital performance from Lachie Neale. And I just thought at times it was a selfish performance from an Adelaide midfield who just wanted to get the ball themselves. And that was the difference in the game, if you're looking at it. After it, another match winner for Brisbane was a former Crow. Charlie Cameron kicked 3 last half goals. We're going to go back and look at this trade in hindsight, Bernie.
Yeah, well, they gave up pick 12, didn't they, Brisbane, for him? And I think Darcy Fogarty was that pick. So at the moment, you'd say Brisbane ahead.
You would, wouldn't you?
But long-term vision, it's a bit early to tell for me.
Yeah, I think so. Particularly when Tex is not getting any younger. I think 29, nearly 30 years of age. Jenkins is the same. Lynch is not young either. So you think that was the position they needed. But in hindsight, Crows fans, would you do that deal now? Get involved at Footy SA on Twitter and also Facebook. Now, something, so courageous happened on the weekend. Alex Keith has been unbelievable this year. This is freakish, the amount of courage that was.
That was unbelievable.
Wasn't
the
it?
hardest thing to do in footy,
Isn't
that.
it?
And he was
didn't even
open.
blink.
went hard. He went harder later as well. Normally you try and turn, but he didn't have the ability to turn because he was getting there so late. But even Hardigan, he didn't take his eye off the ball either. But I don't know, is that courage or is it stupidity? Like that's how he. Well, Hardigan didn't play any further putt, I don't think, but. So you're going to get hurt doing that.
I think you've got to have some awareness. He hasn't played a lot of footy, so I think he'll get a feel for that the more experience that he gets. But, yeah, that was sickening. Let's hope those two are okay, and particularly Hardigan gets up for this week. And your votes, Bernie, from the weekend, it's all thanks to Repco Authorised Service Centre, your local mechanic with the nationwide backing of Repco. Book your next car service at repcoservice.com.au. Just room for 3.
Well, I did have a couple more in there, but management's taken over and kicked a few out. So
really,
but Sloaney was my best. He was the best man, nearly on the ground apart from Neil. I thought Tom Lynch was very good, and I have Brad Crouch in there every week.
You do.
So I need to put him in, but I thought also Taylor Walker was pretty good too, and kicked some important goals and got him back in the game. Gave a couple off, that last one to Eddie Betts as well, over the top, but. That, as we touched on before, Adelaide will be very, very disappointed with that loss. They had plenty of opportunities to win that game.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's go to our man, the legend, the AFL legend is Malcolm Blight. It's all thanks to Amy. Each and every week he inducts someone into Blighty's Hall of Fame. Lucky you with Amy. Lucky you're in Blighty's Hall of Fame. Love to see who's up next.
Darren Jarman was a gift to footy. Love watching him play. Love watching him kick the football. Technically, the best kick I've ever seen in the game.
Jarman! Yes! Darren Jarman!
There are many stories about Darren changing games of football, none more so than the 1997 preliminary final against the Western Bulldogs. The Adelaide Crows were in need of a saviour. Darren turned up again. Darren was a saviour that day, and in fact the following week, and in fact a year later. Darren was a unique player. He also has a unique record. He has played 100 games for 3 different clubs, North Adelaide, Hawthorn and the Adelaide Crows, and also played in premiership sides in each of those clubs. Wow, now that's something even I haven't done. Darren Jarman, welcome to Blighty's Hall of Fame.
He didn't go there. It was going so well.
It was
Blighty,
really good from Blighty up until the last comment.
The only shock was that it's taken Darren Jarman so long to get in Blighty's Hall of Fame. It's all thanks to Amy, and it will be held Thursday the 18th of July at Adelaide Oval. For your chance to win tickets for you and 4 mates, visit the Sports Day SA website or Facebook page and tell us why Blighty should invite you. There it is, 9 inductees, only 4 to go. It's a prestigious group, and we will reveal the next inductee next week. No, I think it's free. No, definitely not.
Definitely not. I thought you might have thought you might have been in there.
So many names not on there, South Australian legends, so it's going to be tight to narrow it down to 4. Wait and see. Next week, heaps coming up on the show, including all the SANFL actions, and the Crows finally have a selection dilemma. We'll dive into that next. This is Footy SA for Kia, home of Australia's best 7-year warranty, and OTR, who are making life easy. Bernie's back at the Plasma for the OTR takeaway. Kick goals and tackle life's problems close to the siren with OTR and their 24-hour convenience. Bernie, Port Adelaide deadly off Gold Coast turnovers.
Yeah, 11 goals from turnovers on the weekend, and when it's wet and you only kick 13 in total, that's very crucial. So I just want to touch on Port Adelaide, how they get numbers back really quickly. So Gold Coast get it here. Have a look at the Port Adelaide numbers. You see all Gold Coast players back here behind the ball. They're really quick to get back, and this is why they're scoring from turnovers. They slow the opposition down, and then he's got nothing to kick to. Have a look what happens here in the end. We speed it up a bit, kicks it straight back. This is where all Port Adelaide's numbers are. And then they go quick going back the other way. I mean, it's not a perfect play. It's over the back, but finishes in a goal, and that's why they've been so good on the turnover. And this one, I just want to highlight one effort here from the debutant, the West Indian fast bowler, Joel Garner. Look at this here. He's got the job on Alex Sexton, Gold Coast's most dangerous forward. Takes a risk, comes off, and that is team defence. And if you speed this up quickly, I think we have to speed this up a little bit. This results in a goal as well. So just one outstanding effort from a young guy that you'd forgive him for staying back on Sexton, seeing he had the job on him, but came off, played really good team footy, and that's why Port Adelaide are defending so well at the moment.
Outstanding vision, Bernie. That was all thanks to OTR making life easy. Now, the Port fans have been calling for it. Big Billy Frampton came back in. 3 goals, was very impressive right from the start. Kicked the opening goal for Port Adelaide. I liked it because finally Port Adelaide have a tall target inside 50, which just takes the pressure off the midfield to go long. Know he's going to provide a contest, and he was good in front of goal.
Very good. And you picked him last week. You said he came off a really good game in the SANFL. So good to see him come in and not just get a game, but to impact and kick goals. So he looks like he's got a bit of mongrel in him too. Does. I don't mind that. He's knocking a few plays over.
Contested mark here, and in his first game for the year, I just cut it off. He actually taunted his opponent and turned back. But
like that sort of stuff.
It's good, and just look at it. It's really strong performance from Port Adelaide. Yes, they're playing Gold Coast, but look at those numbers. 12 players with less than 50 games, 8 with 10 or less, and 12, 23 years of age or younger. So that was a really strong performance. Let's take a look at the votes, all thanks to Repco Authorised Service Centre. That's how I saw it. Didn't have a 5.
They won.
Didn't have a 5.
They won easily.
Couldn't get a 5 in there. I'm hard on the votes. I was probably a little bit hard on Travis Boak. He probably deserved 5, but I just thought Connor Rozee, the most dangerous forward on the ground once again. Sam Gray was great. Rockcliffe, plenty of it, but that sets up the leaderboard and your man Brad Crouch, because you keep giving him votes.
Well, he keeps playing well, mate. If you play well, you get votes.
I think you've got a little side deal with Brad Crouch that you take a cut of the prize money.
Don't know him, don't really like him. But
look at that, dominated by Crows. Travis Boak, the only Port Adelaide player to feature in the top 5. Righto, Nathan Brown is in the house. It's been pretty rough week for Sportsbet. He's here thanks to Sportsbet, and for all matches this Friday or Saturday. If your team goes 12 up at any break, get paid out as a winner. Take us through the weekend.
You know what the main question I get asked is on a Monday? What's Kane Corns like? It's been a busy day today. It's been a very busy day. What's Kane? I like him. He's not a bad bloke. I don't know about that. Anyway, we paid out the Labor to win. Can you believe we paid out on Thursday for Labor to win the federal election, over 1.3 million, and a lot of these 1.3 millions then reinvested on Liberal, and they got a double payout. So got a bit of egg on our faces, but I reckon we'll cover that at some point. Don't worry about that. Now, Port Adelaide Hawthorn, massive game at the MCG. Port Adelaide, they did well against the Demons earlier in the year at the MCG. They play the ground okay. The odds are about right, I reckon. We have a look at the big win, little win. That's where you get some value. I don't think it's going to be outside the 1 to 39 range. So you either got 220 there or 263 for Port Adelaide in the 1 to 39. And the total points is low. Weather's meant to be okay. And I reckon over a 159 might be not a bad bet. And now let's have a look at the other game. Adelaide at home to West Coast. Short price for over the Crows. You wouldn't have picked that 4 weeks ago, but West Coast just going okay, and I reckon those odds are about the same as well. 1 to 39, I reckon here. West Coast do defend well. Adelaide do defend well, so 1 to 39, you're getting even money on the Crows for that one. Can't see it being a blowout of 40 plus. Look, and the total points, I don't know whether I got that. I might have, but we'll have a look at the outright markets anyway for the Premiership. Geelong and Collingwood are both firmed in under $4 for the first time. Port Adelaide and Adelaide there. I think Richmond and West Coast just sit in the middle of that at about 7 and 8. Paddy Cripps wouldn't have voted. Lockie Neal definitely gets the 3 votes again. 5, Boak and Sloan. Travis Boak would have voted again, I would have thought. Yep. He's got a lot of votes, Travis Boak. I reckon he should be shorter than that $21 quote. So that's about all I got. Good luck.
Proven vote getter, Travis Boak. Just on the top 8, Brownie, can you see any changes from now to the end of the year?
I think it'll be the first year where we might have a few changes because everything's so close at the moment. So anywhere from 8th to 10th at the moment, I reckon can change, and it will change.
Well, you'll keep us up to date with that with Sportsbet each and every week. Nathan Brown in the house for Sportsbet. Plenty coming up on the show, including a player for Adelaide that's put his hand up with 6 goals for selection this week. Do the Crows pick him? We'll tell you next.
Brownie, very kind.
Hope you're enjoying your night right here on Channel 9. It's all thanks to Kia, home to Australia's best 7-year warranty and OTR. Kick goals and tackle life's problems close to the siren. Some significant SANFL news to get through. Adelaide Crows are flying in the SANFL. They've got a number of players back Bernie, including Seaman, Douglas, Jenkins we're going to talk about, but really at full strength. And it was an impressive performance in the Sample Showdown.
Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it? And good to see Jenkins hit the scoreboard because he needed to. Been a little bit quiet.
That's what we've been waiting for.
We have.
Yeah, I think a bag of goals to come back in. Himmelberg probably didn't set the house on fire. And that kid too, Stengel, was terrific with 4 goals as well. So some real selection headaches for Adelaide. Of course, Matt Crouch to come back as well. So they're going to be pretty strong against West Coast.
Yeah, very, very much so. And also, Trengo, 37 disposals again. He has had that much of the... He's got leather poisoning.
Well, Sportsbet paid out on Labor. Sportsbet should pay out on Trengo
pay out now.
to win the McGarry medal. That was the sample update. The Balfours Take a Specky promotion is on. You can enter today. Let's have a look at it because you can win a footy every day this season. Upload your perfect footy moment to @Balfours Bakery on Instagram, #Take a Specky, or go to the website balfours.com.au. So just finally, you're picking Jenkins this week.
I think I'm picking Jenkins, yep. He's done enough. We said he needed to kick a bag at some stage, and we weren't going to pick him until he was in good form, and he's proven that he's in good form now, so probably the right time.
Yeah, over
Big
that ankle
game.
injury as well.
Big month.
22 disposals, and I think he'll be ready to make a statement this week, and also helps out Riley O'Brien in ruck, who was beaten against Brisbane on the weekend. Now for the best bits of the show and loads of other news and content, you can choose your radio station, have a look at it. It is a great app. It's the SEN app. You can catch up with the best bits of tonight's show. Download that one today. You can choose your station, AFL Nation, SEN in Melbourne and in Adelaide also, so get involved there. Let's talk about this week, Bernie, a couple of huge games, because if you look at it in the context of the season, both playing against sides in a similar position on the ladder, Hawthorn and Port Adelaide. Can you give the young Port Adelaide side a chance in Tassie?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think Hawthorn will be too good, but it's the unknown, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to both games, really big games, and we spoke on Adelaide's month, really big month ahead of footy for them. So you can't look too far ahead in footy, can you? So West Coast this weekend, huge. But I had a text message from Chris Scott too earlier today.
Did
he
you?
said, because you've now got your pen licence, you can start using a pen. So you can get rid of that pencil,
Well, that's
mate.
a relief.
We move on.
That's absolutely
that's
a
blue
relief.
one.
Because
That's yours.
It's taken me a while. I mean, most kids get their pen licence when they're about 7. It's taken me till 36 to get my pen licence. So thank you to you.
You got there.
Been a good laugh. We'll do it all again next Monday night. Have a great weekend and go Port Adelaide and the Crows this weekend.